And the topic is, can an immigrant start a business here in the United States? Of course, the answer is yes, but listen, we're really going to get into it with somebody who has figured it out step by step. Yami Furlong is the founder of Mexicanas in Dallas, which is actually this Facebook community that embraces and disseminates Mexican traditions and culture to be the community's go-to tribe for Mexican women living in the DFW area. So she's fostered that community. And if any of you have ever tried to create a Facebook group like that, it's tough, and it's a lot of work to keep everything going and to keep everybody energized and excited. So what this group does, it allows immigrant women to be welcomed to the United States, to be charged with the power and richness of their culture locally through support, respect, harmony, events, information, and life tools in their community. So I love that she has created that. But it's not just that. She brings a lot of business perspective as well, because she is actually in the real estate industry. So she's worked with Remax, she works with Compass. She has a vibrant, upbeat attitude that keeps people coming back to her in the real estate industry. She's actually moved to the United States in the year 2000. So she's been here for more than 20 years, but she was actually born and raised in Mexico City. And I know some of you watching will relate to that as well. She has a deep understanding of both cultures and a solid vision of how to interact in the best interest of her group members and her clients. In terms of formal education, she holds a bachelor's degree in business administration and tourism with a postgraduate in marketing. Yami does not stop. And we are so excited that she's taken the time out here today. So she's going to do her presentation, and then on the back end, we'll have the Q&A. So I'm going to mute myself and let you take this thing from here.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate the presentation and the introduction to the group. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. My name is Yami Furlong. As Jenny said, I was born and raised in Mexico City. I've lived in Dallas for 22 years. And I myself, as an immigrant, have had the opportunity to become a business owner. And I wanted to share this with you. I'm by no means an expert. However, everything that I'm going to present to you today, I've done it myself. So I'm talking from my own experience, and because I've done it several times. I'm a realtor, so I did it as a real estate. And then I also own a nutritional practice. I also have my own business as an interpreter and Mexicanas in Dallas. So if you don't mind, can I just share the screen and get started?
Absolutely. Go ahead. I'll let you know when we can all see it too. Okay, it looks like you're starting to share content, and I see it up. Looks great.
Perfect. All right, so today we're going to talk about, as an immigrant, can I start a business? And I put it in Texas because I am in Texas. However, this can also be anywhere in the United States. And absolutely, the answer is yes, we can. We can become a small business owner, and it's a great opportunity because then you become your own boss. And so I'd like to get started with first, why? The question why is, why do you want to become your own boss, to become your own, have your own business? And these are questions that I usually suggest you just write down and start asking yourself. Like, what kind of business do you want to start? Is it just something that you want to do at home, or do you want to have a storefront? And something very important is, what are my strengths? Am I good in numbers? Am I good in social skills? Do I have any type of education that can back me up, or do I just go with my own personal experience? What kind of products or services will you be selling? What is going to differentiate you? Because I'm sure that if you start thinking about whatever business, something is got to be different, that you're going to stand out from everybody else. And then who's going to be your target market, your audience? Who are you going to be selling to? Are they needing your product? Is there a problem that you're going to solve when you come up with this, either business or your service? Do they want to buy you? And the most important, are you ready to spend this much time and money to get started? because when you have a job, like a 9 to 5 job, you have certain time, like from 9 to 5. You walk out of there and you're done. When you have your own business, it's not that easy because you sometimes I find myself 8 o'clock and I'm still on the phone. If I want to take a vacation, it's just me, myself, and I need to plan. So are you ready to do that? Are you really sure you want to do this? If your answer is yes, then perfect. So you decide, all right, yes, I want to start my business. Now what? Where do I start? It's very difficult because then you decide, all right, I do want to become a business owner. Or sometimes it's a dream that people have and they say, yes, someday I want to be a business owner, but I don't know where to start. So the first thing is, how about you start thinking what is your best interest? What interests your mind? And what are your personal goals with that? And try to see what your natural abilities are. I myself am very good at dealing with people. And I have other people that they're very good in math. So numbers is what really is their ability. But the most important question here is, what makes you happy? Because this is something that you're going to be doing on a regular basis every single day. So it has to keep you motivated. It has to keep you focused and that you enjoy it, because there's nothing worse in this world than coming to work every day to something that you don't like, right? So it's better to have something that you really enjoy, that it keeps you motivated. Every morning you wake up and you say, yes, I'm going to work. It has to be something that you enjoy. And what are the ideas? Maybe you want to start a clothing boutique. Perhaps you have your own jewelry line. Maybe you can create candles or sell essential oils or meal prep. That's something that is very trendy right now. In a hectic life that we all live, we all want to have somebody that prepares our meals. Maybe that's a good niche of market that you can target. Or how about dog sitting? Who knows? Maybe a food truck. Maybe sell tamales and empanadas. Whatever you think you're good at is going to be the best idea to come up with your business. So this is like having a vacation. When you go on vacation, well, maybe when we were in our, our tween and the 20s, if you want to go backpacking to Europe, you go an adventure. But now, as an adult, I don't see myself going on vacation without having a plan of, am I driving? Am I flying? Am I going to an all-inclusive? Am I staying at a regular hotel? You got to have a plan. It's the same thing with your business. You need to have a business plan. You cannot go into a business and start up just like, oh, today I'm going to start selling candles and that's it. No, you need to have a plan that will keep you focused. It's like a map, like a roadmap to tell you what your market is, where your costs are going to be, if you have any projection of sales, what are going to be your profits and losses, where you're going to locate your money for marketing. It's like a picture of how your business is going to start. And you might think, right, Yami, yes, it's easy for you to say, I need to have a business plan. I knew that. So how do I see myself in this business from now into 5 years? How do I get there? The business plan will take you. And this is what is called the blueprint of the business plan. You need to have different sections on it. The executive summary will come back to it because that's the last thing you will do. The first thing is you need to have a description of the business. What is the business? If I look at it from the outside, let's say I am an investor, right? And I want to invest in your business and you present your business plan. I don't know what you're bringing to the table. However, if I read the description and it tells me the advantages of what your product is, of what your services are, it'll be in the blueprint of the business plan, and I can read it and then I can relate to it. The financial plan is also going to tell me where you're going to get the money from, and if not, how you were going to invest it, like the funds that will be needed to operate the business. And it doesn't matter the size. It can be a very small business, or it can be a huge business. It can be a one person, like in myself, as a real estate agent. I need to have a plan of how my business is going to operate. Otherwise, I get lost. And then the market research. Are you the only one in the industry? If not, then try to find out. And internet is a perfect friend for this. Do some research. Who is your competition? What is your industry doing? Are they advertising online? Are they advertising in magazines? What are they doing? Are they innovating, or is it just regular, old-fashioned salesman knock on the door kind of business? Find out what your competition is doing, and who your market will be. Like I said earlier, who is your audience? Who are you going to sell this? If you come up with, let's say, jewelry, who buys that type of jewelry? Do you do it yourself? And if so, who's going to buy that? Is it women at home, or are you going to sell it through stores? Try to find who your market will be. And the next part is it going to be an organization? Like, is it going to be like the owner, you have a supervisor or a manager, and then you have staff? Then you need to come up with a job description so you know what type of staff will need, the characteristic of the people that you will hire. If it's just you, then you still need to have a job description, because remember, you're going to present this to an investor if you decide to go that route. But it's also good to have it, because you don't know what can happen. The sky is the limit. So don't limit it just to a small business. Think of what will happen. Remember, this is to take you to the next 5 years. So it's important to have a job description of anybody who is in the organization. And then the product and the service that you will be offering. What is it that you're selling? And when you do the description, try to do it from the heart, because that is where the best part of your business comes, from the heart. So try to give a description of what you're selling. If it is a service, like if you're selling insurance, how to sell that, or if it's a product, you need to do a description, because remember, when people read that, they know what they're going to be seeing. And then the marketing plan. This is my favorite, because I have experience in marketing. This is my favorite plan. This is where you play. This is where you're going to advertise, how you're going to promote it, where the money will be allocated in order to make the business get known outside. How are people going to know it? Is it going to be social media? Are you going to do trade shows? Are you going to invest in somebody that does your website? Things like that. You're going to do flyers. Are you going to do email marketing? Everything that is to promote and get your word out there is the marketing plan. And then the forecast. This is the most difficult part, at least for me, because this is when you start dealing with numbers. The budget that you have, let's say that you have $10,000. In the what we said before, that's going to cover those 10,000. However, how much am I going to sell? How much do I need to sell in order to get the return of investment on those $10,000? So if I want to make those back, how much do I need to sell? And you divide it by month. And there are some industries in which some months are higher than others. For example, in the hotel industry, the higher months is the summer. And hunger, that's what we used to call it, is the September. It's the month where nobody travels, because it's the hurricane season. Those are low occupancy months. So we need to plan in advance. If the months that you're going to have a valley, how are you going to counteract the lack of income? So that is the sales forecast, and it's very important. Like I said, it's your blueprint, like a roadmap. Once you have everything laid out, then you do the executive summary, because now you have a description of what your business will look like. And then it's a general overview of whatever your business will entail. So this is the executive summary, goes at the front, but that's the last thing that you will be working on. And this is like having a baby. I'm sorry for the analogy, but it's like having a baby. When they tell you, okay, you're pregnant, you need time to get ready. That's why you have 9 months to get ready. Well, you can have 9 months to get ready for the business plan. It's not something that you do 24 hours. No, you need planning and time for this. When you're having a baby, they tell you, right, you're having a baby. What do? You get the crib, you get the room ready, you paint it with a color of your choice, and you have the baby shower and everything. Well, your business is going to be like your baby. It's the same thing. You need to plan ahead. And then once they tell you if it's a he or a she, you come up with a name. How do you come up with a name? Once you understand your business, then you know what type of name you will come up with. If you don't know, write a story. Write a story like if you were writing like a friend, a letter to a friend, and write that so that you can share what you have in mind. And that is really helpful. That's how I came up with my Smart Nutrition for You business, writing a story. Look at other businesses, find out what other people are doing in the same industry. And my suggestion is try to avoid complicated names. Don't come up with names that are very hard to spell, that are in a language that you don't even speak, or try to not use your last name. I understand our last name is our trademark, yes, but nobody knows our last name. So it's better to have something that can relate to the product, to the service, and don't burn your last name. If you don't know, then try to use a business name generator. You can find those online. You plug in the name and it tells you different options, and you can also come up with that. And once you have your name, then get feedback from your people around you. Talk to your neighbor, to your friends, to your family, and tell them, all right, if I tell you this, what's your first impression? Like, get feedback to see if the name is going to have impact in once you go out to the market. Once you have everything ready, then you can legally buy the domain to register it. How do you do that? There's Bluehost, GoDaddy. There are several places where you can register the domain. The domain is the name of your business.com. We're gonna go into that in a little bit, but this is gonna be your official name for your company. Once you have that, and I'm going back to the example of the baby. Yes, you have a name, yeah, but the most important part, you need the money. You need to secure your funding. How are you going to do this? It's important to have enough money to pay for the expenses. And usually they tell you that between 6 months and a year, you will not make any profit because the business is just getting started. And the US Bank says that 82% of the business usually fail because they don't have enough cash flow. So that's why I'm telling you, you need to get those 9 months of pregnancy. Those are 9 months that you need to save up and be ready to have your funds ready for the business. And you can do either, and you can see my little piggy bank there, you can do maybe break your personal savings. But a very good option is to apply for a US Small Business Administration loan. And I'm giving you the loan, the link, or try SCORE, which is also a very good organization that helps small business owners. And this is where you bring your business plan and you present it to them and you apply for a loan. And it's very helpful. They also have guides with SCORE. They take you almost by the hand in order to create your business. If you have a chance, an opportunity to have your own personal bank, maybe you can get a business loan through them. Or if you have a house and you can venture to that, you can get an equity loan. If you have equity in your house, you can get a loan for that. Or you can look for an investor. There are some people that like to invest. They're called angel investors. You can Google that, and they will be able to help you as well. The thing about investors is when you bring somebody in, they have a say in your business. And sometimes, it's you have to ponder your options. But the option is there. It's not that you have to put the money up front from your own personal savings. You can apply for a loan and either look for an investor or get an equity loan. Those are the options. So back to my example of the baby's born. What do? you need to register it, right? So you need to register with the state. In my case, I'm doing it in the state of Texas, but you can do it with the state of where you live. And the one that is the most affordable and easy is a DBA. Now, I am not an accountant. I'm not telling you this is all the different legal entities. My own personal experience is I did a DBA, and I have several. I have one for the real estate. I have one for nutrition. I have another one for the English interpreter. And now, thanks to SER, I was able to get my LLC, yay, for Mexicanas en Dallas, my Facebook group. So now I have a DBA for my other business, but I have an LLC for Mexicanas en Dallas. And there are different legal entities, and you will have to contact a CPA or a tax preparer to give you more information, because I am not an expert on it. However, I know that you need to register your business to start doing things correctly. And you can do this even with an ITIN number. You don't need to have a social. Either way, you can get your business registered and do things the right way. Because once you do that, then you need to find, do you need a license to operate? What kind of license do you need? In my case, in real estate, I need a license as a realtor, and I need a license as a nutritionist. Do you need a license as a to sell, I don't know, shoes, or to sell like the cottage food law here in Texas? If you prepare certain food at home, you're okay. But for example, if I wanted to make tamales, I'm not allowed to make them at home. I need to go to a industrial kitchen. So find out, do you need a sales permit for that? Do you need if you're going to sell a product, you need a sales tax license. How do you do that? Talk to your health department permits if you have a food truck, and just find out what type of license you need to operate, and get them lined up before you start operating and getting in trouble. Once you do that, if you decide that your company is going to hire people, then you need an employer identification number, EIN. This is like the social security for your business. This is separate from your own personal social security. This is going to identify you as an employer, because you're going to have people under you, and you go through the IRS to do this, and it's free. You just go to irs.gov and you look for the EIN, and you get that. This is going to help you, because the next step, ta-da, you need to get get a bank account. Why do you need a separate business account from your personal finances? It's very easy to mingle your funds. And then if you have an LLC, for example, and you mingle funds, the protection that you are having from the LLC protects your personal belongings and your personal account from the business. If you mix them, the protection is gone. And remember, we try to yes, we're taking a risk as an entrepreneur, but we need to protect our assets. That's why you created an LLC. Therefore, you need to have a separate business account. And that's why you need to have your business registered, because with that information, you go to the bank and you tell them, right, I need a business account. And you can do it even a credit union. Those the credit unions are very good because they have a little bit more leeway. They can work with you, and they don't require as much money as sometimes the huge banks do. Another interesting fact that you need to consider, insurance. If we have personal insurance for our cars and our homes, then of course you're going to need insurance for your business, especially the one that is errors and omissions. This is crucial because it's going to protect you. If you make a mistake in real estate, we have to have this, because if we make a mistake and before we get sued, the insurance protects us. So if you're going to have employees, if you're going to be manufacturing, if you're going to have a store, like a retail space, it is very important to be protected. And if you don't, then it is very costly. You're going to lose a lot of money. So insurance is crucial. If you have insurance on your house, in your car, it's very easy to just translate that umbrella and make it like a separate entity for your business. But I'm sure if you talk to your business person, a business expert, they will be able to guide you on what the best policy to cover your business will be. But it's very important to have business insurance. And then once you have your insurance, you're almost ready. But how are you going to operate? Do you need some special software? Because you just don't go there. Oh, okay, I'm good now. I'm going to open the door tomorrow. I'm here. No, we need to know what type of software do you need. Do you need if you're in accounting? I mean, you're probably going to need QuickBooks. If you're going to sell, you need a point of sale type of software. If you're going to run the payroll, you're not going to do it by hand. You're going to go crazy. You have a special software for that. For CRM, there's a lot of softwares there that can help you get in touch with your clients and send them information and keep them to where you don't have to do it manually. You can even program it. And then Microsoft. Are you going to use Microsoft or some other program to use your Excel, your PowerPoint, if you're going to do presentations? I mean, you just need to find what type of software you will need. How many computers? Are you going to use a laptop? Are you going to use a PC? Are you going to use a tablet? Your cell phone, is it going to be paid by the company or is it going to be your personal? And then how are you going to operate that? You need to keep that in mind because sometimes we just forget about those little details, and it's very important to be prepared. And then my favorite part, yay, digital marketing. We live in an era in which right now you can connect with people worldwide, and the only thing that keeps you is the time difference. If they're in Europe, they're 8 hours ahead, so you need to plan that. Other than that, you can communicate with everybody in the world through digital marketing. And this not only means an email and social media. You can also have marketing campaigns as an email campaign and your website. And if you're an immigrant, you are in the perfect world because you can target your local market here in the United States, as well as your home market. In my case, I have people that I am in business with for one of my businesses, which is For Life, is a business that runs for the immune system. I have associates in Mexico because thanks to the social media, I was able to contact them. So the world is big now. You can target anybody. And this is where it gets very tricky because if you are old school like I am, it is very hard to compete with all these young people that are very computer savvy. But we can do this. So the first thing is you need to have a website. A website is like your business card electronically. This is to tell the people out there, yes, I am a legit business. Yes, I do exist. And this is who I am. And this is what I do. And these are my products. And these are my services. Because social media like Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, those are to promote, to get the word out there. But the website, that's where people come and check you out. That is, like I said, it's like a huge business card. For example, if you go to a restaurant, what is the first, at least myself, what is the first thing I do? Boom. I go check out the website to check out their menu, to check out their reviews, to see how many people have been there, to check out the prices. It is a way to make sure that the business that I'm going to eat at, or the restaurant where I'm going to eat, it's a good business. So you need to make sure that when you drive traffic, you engage your customers to keep them there to when you look at it like, oh, it has to be alive, it has to be very dynamic and keep you there so that they can shop with you. And if there are some website builders like GoDaddy has one. If not, this is very well investment, a very good investment. You money that is worth it. Hire someone to do your website, and make it beautiful, that it reflects who you are. Remember, I told you at the beginning, this needs to make you happy, feel you motivated. So when you look at the website, it should be like, yay, I want to do business with you. It's like your big, big, big presentation outside to the world. So it's very important that you have it where it shows that you're a legitimate business, that you are who you say you are, and they can look at reviews also. That's very important. They compare who you are with other people in the same industry. And then this is where it gets very important. Our social media, I think maybe 10, 12 years ago, Facebook was just like, hey, I'm connecting with my friends. It's a social media to just socialize. Well, not anymore. Social media now, it's also a place where you can build your brand, you can get customer service, you can get leads, increase your revenue, and you have to have presence. If not, you become the best kept secret. So you need to have social media accounts. The most popular one nowadays is Facebook, and it's separate from your personal profile. You need to create a business page that will showcase your products, your services, and that you need to make it run so that people can start following whatever you publish there. And you can bring some of the information, that reviews that you have on your website, bring them to your business page on Facebook. And you can do videos and you can do ads to promote your service. And one of the things that I really like about Facebook, there's this feature that is called Facebook Messenger, in which you can welcome people. If people they want to send you a message, you can send a greeting like, hey, my name is Yami Furlong. Thank you for stopping by. Let me talk to you. And then you start chatting with a customer. What a perfect way to get in touch with somebody that you don't know, but that is already interested in your product. Can you imagine how cool is that? They are already reaching out, and you can welcome them to your page without you being there. That is huge. So take advantage of that feature from Facebook. The next one is Instagram. Instagram is more dynamic. It's more about pictures and photos, and you scroll down, and it's more about videos, and it's a little more complicated, but also it's a great tool to have a good video, to have a good story, to have a good ad. And you can make it to where people click on it and they can share it to other people, because there's a little arrow. You share it, and you send it through a message to somebody else. And let's say that I see some sandals that I really love, and I send them to my friend like, hey, check them out. So now you have a chance to sell because somebody else saw your video on Instagram. You just have to be creative and make your brand be who you are. Like if you become very personable and enjoy, and that's what I mean that you have to be, it makes you happy, because if they see that your personality comes through whatever you do on social media, you will be successful. These are two of the most common. Most people have an Instagram and most people have Facebook. These ones, not everybody is happy with a camera. A lot of us are very shy. Unfortunately, we live in an area where shyness needs to go away if you want to become a business owner and be successful with social media. This one has become very popular after the pandemic hit, because everybody was at home and it became the thing. TikTok. TikTok is a social media that allows you to either watch a video, create only 15 seconds. So your star, it's not 5 minutes of stars, or what is it? 5 seconds of star. No, it's 15 seconds of stardom. You're going to be, yay, through the camera. And you have to be very concise. It's not easy. You have to be very precise to catch them. In 2 seconds, you lose them. So you have to be very quick and engage in them. Now, this is a platform mostly for young people. So you need to be careful in how you get across, because this is a platform where people just dance and they do a contest of, let's see who does the perfect line dance or who lip syncs. Yes, but it's also a good way to promote your business, to get out there. Your audience is there. However, make sure that you stay focused and don't cross the line and become a friend of just dancing and singing, because you're going to lose your reputation as a good business. But it's a very effective way, because right now the TikTok is rising as a good social media app to get your business out there. And then we have YouTube. YouTube is like the perfect thing to have because it's free. You have your own channel where you can create your own videos and make it your own personality. And you can talk about your business and you can put your logo and create your brand and establish who you are. And the best thing is you can have people join you as collaborators into your own YouTube channel. Example, I sell houses. I can bring a lender. I can bring the builder. I can bring in somebody who talks about insurance into my own channel and share information. That is joining efforts with my collaborators and give more material and knowledge to my audience. So it is very, very important to have material that will keep them entertained, to not lose them. So like I said, you lose people in the first 2 seconds. So it has to be something active, dynamic, and knowledge. Also, I don't know if if you're like me, if I need to change a screw in my house, I go to a tutorial in YouTube and say, okay, this is what you need to do. So if you share information from your business and at the end you put your logo, bingo, you got them. You drive that traffic to you. So it's a very, very useful tool. And last but not least, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like the Facebook for professionals. This is where you connect with people that you worked with maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago, or your classmates and they're working now. And it's a business connection place. You network with professionals, you discuss business ideas, you look for a job. Sometimes you can even hire staff. They can pass leads because, oh, you're a realtor, Yami. I have a friend that is moving to Texas. Here, let me give you the information. And it's very business, very proper. You don't go here dancing or chit-chatting. No. LinkedIn is like you are a suit and a tie. You're working with professionals and you talk about your industry, about, oh, for example, in insurance. Let me tell you that the health insurance, blah, 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 whatever the topic might be, and you share information. You can share a link of an article that you saw online. And this is what LinkedIn is, to connect with people that are doing business. So this is where you, like on Facebook, Instagram, and the other ones, you can wear jeans if you want to. Here, no, here you're very proper. It's like business only. However, it is important to have your LinkedIn profile if you want to connect with other people from the same industry to do business with. And these are, I did a research. I used a page that I like a lot. It's called Search Engine Journal because it keeps updating on how the monthly active users come. If you look at the statistics, and this is 2023 from January through the end of March, the one that has the most users on a monthly basis is Facebook. You have to have a Facebook business page because you're missing out if you're not. The second, YouTube. And I know I told you that when you're shy with a camera, well, drop the shyness, shine, and become your YouTube channel owner and promote your business. Get out there. The third one is Instagram, which is more about pictures, about videos, about you interact different. It's not as dynamic as Facebook, but it's also very good to promote. And now sales are increasing on Instagram more than on Facebook. So you need to have these. Remember I told you TikTok was becoming popular? TikTok in the year 2020 was not even in the picture for business. In 2023, it's sitting at 1 billion. It's almost half, I mean, a little bit less than half of what YouTube has, or it's half of what Instagram has of users a month. So TikTok is huge. We need to start getting into that. Just remember, no tap dancing or contest of let's see who eats more cinnamon, or no. We need to focus on business. And then LinkedIn. Of course, LinkedIn is very small because not everybody is a business, isn't in the business, and not everybody has a profile like that. But it's huge, 250 million users that you connect with. If they're in the same industry, that they can probably generate leads for you. That's amazing. So these are the top social media platforms that I would suggest. So in a nutshell, as immigrants, we usually have a misconception that because we were not born in this country, it's hard for us to come up with a business. No, the truth is that it is very simple and it can be very lucrative, and the sky is the limit. All you have to do basically is keep your ducks aligned, have your business plan, keep focused, stay disciplined. You require a lot of discipline because you don't have to go to work early in the morning. You don't have to punch in or clock in. It's you, and you are the only one accountable for if you have a business from home. So you need to be disciplined and pretend that you're going to work even if it's at home. And just do these things. And the most important thing, I always insist, be happy, because there's nothing worse than going to work when something that you don't enjoy. And I'm going to leave you with this couple of questions that I came up with. So what kind of things do I usually need to keep my business running? Well, you need to have your profit and loss balance sheet to know if you're losing or if you're making money. You need to have your employee records, keep your everything ready for the taxes. Mr. Sam is very important to be friends with. So Uncle Sam and I go like this. Keep your tax information with your invoices, your contracts, your banking account. Remember, separate the banking from your business, from your personal. And then, how do I become successful in business? Honestly, I don't have like the perfect answer. The only thing that I can think of was get organized. When you are operational, once operational and functional in your business, try to do your best effort. Treat your customer with great customer service, because one good review can only impact 7 people. You will get 7 people come back from one good review. One bad review, the impact is 32. So that means 32 people are going to talk bad about you. So work on your customer service. That is what is going to keep you alive. And then manage your finances. Don't spend more than what you have. And like I said earlier, be disciplined, stay focused, go to work every day, show up every day. And then what do I need to do? What do I need to do if I want to hire an employee? Well, first you need to check your references. Find out who they are, and personal and from their previous employer. Find out if they were good at the employer before coming to you. Find out if they have experience, because if you're going to be operating a machine and the person has never operated one, that's going to cost you money. Do you want them long term or short term? How long are they going to be? And something that I've been finding a lot is the salary and the benefits. They have to be attractive. If you want to keep them with you, yes, I understand that you need to pay the less because the operational costs at the beginning are very high. But if you pay well, they will be with you loyally and they will stay for the long term. So the return of investment is high. So just pay them attractively and get good quality people in your business. This is very tricky. Should I hire a family member to work with me? That depends on how well you get along with your family. And if you can separate your business from your family, then sometimes, in the Hispanic community, it's very common that mom and dad come and help me with my business. Yes, but sometimes that is a little bit opinionated, and then we get bump heads. So whatever you do, don't break family ties because they can cause irreparable damage. So try to keep your family from the distance if possible, and if not, we'll try to be very clear on where you stand so you don't get into these problems. Another question that I had is, how do I know how to set my prices? Like, I'm going to sell candles, and then what? Well, you consider how much did it cost you to get the materials? How many hours do you spend building up the candle? How much are your overhead? That is your rent, the electricity, the gas, the taxes, your insurance, everything that is involved with your business. Once you do that, you add everything up, and the norm is to add at least 10% if you're working from home. And I mean, it varies, and it depends if it's a huge business and if you have a retail space, but it can go from 10 to 30% to add on to that. And that is how much you will be your price per unit. Like, you have to run the numbers. And I think that an expert would be like a tax preparer, or a CPA can help you with that information. And this is my last a quote that I love from Thomas Edison. Like, no, it's not that I failed. No, I just found 10,000 ways that did not work. It's not the same thing. So failure is never an option. The sky is the limit. Try to and that's something that you have to do. Try to come up with the idea. Once you do, you fail once, it doesn't matter. Get up and try it again. Get up and try it again until you make it. And if you make it, keep going. And suddenly, when you least expect it, you will be successful. So thank you so much for your time today. I'm Yami Furlong. I'm a realtor. I also run Mexicanas in Dallas. And I hope I brought you a little bit of information that will make you take that leap of faith and become a small business owner and enjoy the life of being your own boss.
Beautifully said. You did such an excellent job. Thank you so much for that. And you guys, if you have questions, post them in the chat. For those of you who have direct message, got them down. But anybody else who has any questions, send them our way. Curious to know, we've got this nice little 10-minute chunk here.
Sure.
Can you please tell us what you think the biggest difference is between doing business in Mexico versus doing business here?
Labor in Mexico is very affordable, and in the US it's more expensive. You have a lot of liability in the US, whereas in Mexico it's not as much. And I think the biggest difference is Mexico doesn't have a schedule. Like, people, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, and they're still working. And in the United States, there's a cutoff. Like, you stop working and that's it. You don't reach people maybe after 7. In Mexico, that's, especially if you work in an office, you work late. And then again, sometimes for lunch, you take a 2-hour lunch. So it's not for siesta. You just go out to lunch for a long time. I think that's the best way to put it. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same.
That's fascinating. I didn't realize that. And I know plenty of people who have done business both and have come here, like you at some point in their lives, but I've never asked the question. So that's really interesting to hear the difference there. Maybe I guess we have more boundaries here or something like that. Who knows?
Yes, and that is, when I first moved to the US, I was working for a Mexican hotel company, and it was hard because for me, I was done like at 5:30. Okay, ciao, see you mañana. And Mexico, the headquarters were still like ringing at 6:30, and I'm like, I'm home. And they were upset because I wasn't responding. Well, I'm here at 8:30. You get there at 9, and at 9 o'clock, I'm already. I mean, I've already been here for 30 minutes, and then my lunchtime is only 30 minutes. Their lunchtime sometimes is an hour or an hour and a half. So it's a different type of schedule when you're working with a business in an office.
Interesting. And I also think it's interesting that you point out the labor, because if somebody's coming here new, they may be budgeting based on what they were used to. If perhaps they had done business in Mexico or had a business in Mexico, or gosh, any other country, and then they come here to understand, that component of it. I can see where that might be a little bit different. Transitioning to, you were talking about, getting the website set up and all of that. How did you go about finding somebody? I find that to be really confusing, the whole just website and marketing of yourself and everything like that.
It's hard. I've spent a lot of money because I didn't find the right person. I am privileged because I have my group of Mexicanas in Dallas with very talented people. However, there is a website called Fiverr, Fiverr, where there's a lot of people that are freelancing, and you can hire them, and they will do that for a fraction of the money because they're in a different country or because it's something that they do as a freelance.
Yeah, no, I've heard of Fiverr. That's a great one. And you guys, if you fit the bill, maybe join that Facebook group that she has here too, to be able to, get in on that. Did you find the process of actually getting the business started to be daunting at all? Like all the paperwork and things that you have to do in order to be legit in the United States?
Absolutely, because I was saying when my first one was to become a realtor, and the next one was to become a nutritionist, and it was like, okay, now I have my license. Now what? So I had to Google a lot of the information, and then I found that I can go to the clerk's office at the Denton, I mean, in my case, at the county, and I can register my business. All right, I have my DBA. All right, and now what? Where do I go from now? So that's when I started realizing, all right, it's not just opening the door. Okay, now I'm in business. You need to do the work before, and that's what I'm talking about. That like the pregnancy time, you need to foster the whole thing before you open doors. You need to have your business plan. You need to know who you're going to sell, how you're going to sell, where the funding is going to come from, what your target of sales, your projections are, so that you're not just going like, okay, we'll see how many deals we're going to get this month. You need to have a goal, otherwise you get lost. So yes, it was very difficult at the beginning, and I learned the hard way, but I finally was able to make it. And that's why I was trying to share this information, because I myself have lived it several times in all the businesses that I created. It's always been the same thing. The first time was the most difficult one. Once you get to know the way to do it, then you just replicate.
That makes sense. Then you the offices to go to, the websites to go to, how long things will take and all of that. And that really does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, talking about logistics, what was the most surprising thing to you when you had this idea of, okay, I'm gonna go into business, whether it's real estate or translation? What was the biggest surprise to you that you thought, oh, well, that's a little bit different than working for somebody, for example?
That I needed licenses. I had no idea that I needed a license to be a nutritionist. I mean, in Mexico, the way you sell real estate, you don't need a license. You just go and sell. And so when I was here, like, wait, I need to go to school for that? Yes. And it's a long, long process. And the exam is not easy. The first time that I took it, I failed it 3 times because it was very hard. It's a different language too. So there are some challenges. I had no idea that I needed a license. So wait, what? Finally, I decide that I want to do nutrition. And now you tell me that I have to study for that. Okay, there we go. And once I had that, I had to Google where to get licensed. How do I do that? Once I had that, all right, I passed my test. And then, have you ever watched Nemo, the Finding Nemo movie?
Yes, I love that movie.
The little
Yes.
fishy that are in the bag, and they finally go into the ocean. They're all sitting in the plastic bags. And now what? That is the same feeling. You're out there, and they're like, okay, and now what? So this is why having a business plan is very important, because now you have a plan, you have a roadmap, and you need to know what comes first. Don't put the what is it, the cart in front of the horse.
Yes, no, that makes sense. Speaking of terminology, I know you're fully bilingual in both English and Spanish. However, there are certain terms, for example, in insurance or healthcare or nutrition or real estate, that we don't know in the other language because we just have not heard them before or weren't educated on that. Was there a learning curve for
Yeah.
that language wise?
Yes, especially real estate. A lot of the lingo was very new to me, and it took some time. And at the beginning, I had to use like thesaurus, like what? What do you mean? Especially because there's a lot of legal terms, and you have to get used to them. But once you master them, it's easy. And the important thing, as I said earlier, is get the word out there, and that's why social media is so important. We live in an area where electronically we need to be out there, and it's challenging because it's putting yourself out there. And when you're shy, it's like very confrontational. However, we need to do that because that's how the market is right now.
Totally. Well, and you think about some people, maybe if we use Dallas as an example, have been born and raised in Dallas. They have their parents here, their grandparents, their great grandparents. Well, when you're new to the country, you got to get in and get started, right? You have to kind of stake your claim and market yourself. And it sounds like that's how you're explaining to do it if you perhaps don't have an origin family here yet.
Especially when you come from a different country.
Yeah.
Your family most likely is not with you. Your family most likely is out at where you come from. So who are you going to sell? You don't have friends, you don't have family ties. You need to put yourself out there. And the cheapest, the most affordable, effective way to do it is on social media.
That's a perfect place to end. I love that you brought that up. And you guys, it's true. It's free to create any of those accounts, to put your logo out there, to put your business out there, to share your website, to share tips. I really enjoyed hearing from you. You were incredible. And I love just your diversity of interests. And I love the group that you've created. How can people reach out to you if they have further questions?
Let me share my contact information.
Perfect. I know you had that up there before, but sometimes people don't. It's like the slide goes by and it's like, wait.
That's my phone, and that is my email address. And the top for Yami Furlong Realtor is Facebook and Instagram. The bottom, Mexicanas in Dallas, it's only Instagram. That is for the group. The group is private, it's closed, it's only for women born and raised in Mexico who live in Dallas. But I have that section for the public. We just created that Mexicanas in Dallas on Instagram, I would say maybe about a month ago.
Okay.
So
okay.
The realtor one is both either Instagram or Facebook. You have my email and my phone number, and I'll be happy to talk to them if they have a question.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed it. And thank you for being, I'm glad that Sarah has been such a great resource for you. I think you're a great testament to everything that they've done and just the success that can come out of it. So kudos to you for being here today. And now this is going to be out on YouTube, and we talked about social media and we talked about all those different channels. So this talk exactly is going to be on YouTube. The link is in the chat in a week. So next Wednesday, it'll be up before our next session. Our next session, by the way, is the entrepreneurial resources that matter. This is going to be a really good one. We're going to talk about resources that are needed to become an entrepreneur. So it's a great one to piggyback on from this one. I think it's just going to be such a great chat. So you guys don't forget to catch the replay of this next one. Send it to a friend. Again, it will be up next Wednesday. And go ahead and bookmark that YouTube channel. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.